We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live.
Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman at 154 would still be sanctioned by the WBC. Let's get it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, the rumors are swirling there, circulating that the two will meet, not at 154, or actually not at 147, but at 154. Now, Mauricio Suleiman did an interview with TBV, and he said they would sanction the fight at 154, despite Keith Thurman pretty much spending his career at 47, being a champion, two-time champion there, and also Errol Spence having 3 belts there. Now, this is not shocking. You know, the WBC, they do these conferences in Mexico or Ukraine or wherever, and they call a lot of fights. They kind of make up the rules as they go. They seem to have favorites like Canelo Alvarez, change the clenbuterol levels, create a Juneteenth belt that they give to Jamal Charlo. When Floyd was fighting an MMA fighter in Conor, I don't know what you're thinking. Who the f is that? Right? When he's fighting Conor McGregor, they made up a belt for that fight. You know, these just various things. Canelo fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and he fought him at a catchweight, and they still made a belt for a catchweight, which is not even a real division. So I'm not surprised by this move, nor do I really care. I want to see the fight. There's a lot of people who want to see it as well. There are some detractors, naysayers, they're complaining, but I don't even really have too many words for that. It's just like 2023, I'm about to do amazing things on the channel, and just boxing has a lot of naysayers and detractors with unnecessary negativity. What do I mean? Like, for example, some of the same people, you can tell their agenda. Terrence Crawford, he fights David Avanesian after being in months-long negotiation with Errol Spence at PBC side, and he says, oh, I'm getting a bag fighting David Avanesian. And some of the same people who now have a problem with Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman, they didn't have a problem with Crawford swerving in the game of chicken, you know, where 2 cars are speeding towards each other, swerving out of the way after he said he didn't need no tune-ups and he wants to go straight into an Errol Spence fight, being in negotiations with them, coming close, and them thinking they had a deal. He blindsides them, backdoors them, and people said, oh, but Crawford's getting a bag. He getting a bag. He's making $10 million. I'm like, but yeah, what that got to do with me? You know, that's great for him and his bank account, his family or whatever, but me as a consumer, it's really not a fight that I wanted to see, right? It's not a fight that I needed to see, where I had questions. I mean, you would think as a boxing fan and a consumer of the sport, people more often than not want to fight or see fights that there's a level of intrigue or enigma, you know, where, okay, this guy does have a shot to beat this other guy. It doesn't matter if this guy's the A side. This guy got some skills that he's fighting, so anything could happen. But we knew what was going to be the outcome, what the outcome was going to be with the Avanesian fight, and it proved to be true. But to connect the dots for you, a lot of the people that say, oh, but Bud's getting a bag and 10 million and this and that, they were okay with that. But they said that they're not okay with Keith Thurman and Errol Spence fighting, which is a way better fight. I mean, anybody that says that Errol Spence, Keith Thurman at any weight is a worse fight than Crawford versus Avanesian probably needs to be slapped, because they're not being truthful. You know, if this was Pinocchio, their nose would grow. We already know what the bigger fight is and what the better fight is. And I think, you know, whether WBC were to sanction it or not, the numbers will show that. So I think I respect the way Errol Spence is been brought along and moving and being branded, and he's making power moves. I can't say the same for Terrence Crawford. Crawford, he's really in no man's land, great fighter, but that's just how I see it. We all know Errol Spence cleaned up his side of the street. Keith Thurman is literally the last of anybody on his side of the street at that kind of 147-pound division that he can fight, and people have long wanted to see this fight, so I'm for it. And I think two other things to add is Errol Spence. He's been saying that making 147 is not a cakewalk. I have to discipline myself. I have to watch what I eat. I had to hire a nutritionist. So I think he's kind of done with the fight. Like, he tried his last attempt to make the Crawford fight, and at the very least, he probably doesn't want to cut to 147 unless he's fighting for undisputed, or he could want to sample the new weight class, 154, see how he feels. And if he feels great, he'll probably stay up there, which is also what Jerron Boots Ennis has speculated. So I'm not mad at that. You want to test the waters. Like, your career should not be indicative of the moves of another person. Crawford could do whatever he wanted to do. You try to make the fight, he went a different route. Cool. One monkey don't stop the show. Life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the street? Rest in peace, young. There's a heaven for a G. Like Pac said, I ain't mad at you. Your career got to keep going on and keep trucking no matter what the next person is doing. And I think that's what Errol Spence and team is doing. They got blindsided by Crawford, and they're not going to spend. Crawford was just in Thailand, so he's on vacation and stuff like that. Why would they spend time wasting time worried about what he's doing when they can get their fighter? You got to get your stuff in order. It's like, if you have a job and bills to pay, you go through a breakup. Yeah, the breakup hurts, it sucks, whatever. You still got a job to do. You still got to go to work. You still got to get paid. You still got, like, if you're a therapist, it doesn't matter that you need therapy. You got to get that on your own personal time. So it's like, why should Errol Spence wait on his career for a person who has proven to be iffy and pretty much not really realistic with their demands? So I'm with the fight. You guys let me know what you guys think. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, 154 doesn't really bother me, and I think I understand the reason why. Outside of making the weight, I think the second point that I was trying to make is that Errol Spence was denied by Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman was the man at 147, an opportunity at the belt. So it could also be Errol Spence being petty and just being like, when I was an up and comer and undefeated and calling you out, Keith Thurman, and I wanted a shot at the belts, you didn't offer that to me. You didn't give me a shot at the belts. You didn't release, like give me the opportunity to capture the belts. So now that I got 3 belts, which is something Keith Thurman never really had. I didn't think he had 3. I think he had 2. But Errol Spence is probably just repaying the favor. Like an eye for an eye. Like, all right, if Al's saying I should fight Keith Thurman, I'm going to listen to my management, my advisor, but I don't want Keith Thurman to have a chance at the belt, just like he didn't give me a chance at the belt. Because keep in mind, Errol Spence did previously say that he would never fight Keith Thurman. So if for obvious reasons, what Crawford did and whatnot, it has moved to the point where he does fight or have to backtrack and double back and fight Keith Thurman, he probably just doesn't want to put his belts on wax and on the line because Keith Thurman didn't. So at the very least, I ain't even mad at that move. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Hey, comment, subscribe, and the best in the business. Y'all knew that. I'm out.
Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks.
The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.
Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.